This is an amazing kind of suite of resources. Just coming, if I was like back in one of the churches I have been in the past, thinking, my church is quite small. Where would you start? You yourself, just got your own book. Where would you start, do you think?
It's a little difficult because I think all the core practices, the core 7 practices are core because they are core. But if I'm really honest, where would I start? I'd start with prayer.
Okay.
At the heart of it, I think prayer is probably the most important thing we can do when it comes to faith sharing. And when I say prayer, I mean it in a range of different ways. There's a lovely phrase, it's not mine, I heard it many years ago, about it, talk to God about people before you talk to people about God. And I think that's spot on. Another reason why I would say prayer is because actually we need to be praying for one another. It's interesting, isn't it? When you look at the New Testament, you don't see in the New Testament Paul encouraging us to pray for people who aren't yet Christians very much. What you see him encouraging the people to pray for is for courage for Christians to be bold in sharing faith. For example, Colossians 2:4-6 would be an example of that. And I think that's, again, a really important part of our praying for one another, that we would have the courage, the boldness to own up to our faith in the sort of world we find ourselves in today. And the third reason for prayer is because I don't know how prayer works. But what I do know is that in some mysterious way, God's activity on earth is linked to our praying. And when we pray, things start to happen. So if I can just give you this story from the Leading Evangelism Learning Hubs that we're running at the moment. We just had one of the sessions 2 nights ago, and we've encouraged all the people on this Leading Evangelism Learning Hub to be praying for 5. And I asked, has anybody seen anything happen in the folks that they're praying for? And surprise, surprise, there have been a number of folks who have had opportunities to show and share their faith that they had not had before with the 5 people that they've been praying for. And in fact, since the hub started, which was only last September, we've seen a number of people come to faith through the process of praying for 5 over this last, what would that be, 6 months. So Di, I think my response would be, if you forget everything else, focus in on the prayer.